Nova Orleans, orgulho de Louisiana. Situada no poderoso rio Mississippi, é famosa pela herança e arquitetura francesas. Devido à diversidade dos moradores, Nova Orleans é uma meca para observadores. O bairro francês é a parte mais antiga da cidade. É famoso por ser agitado tanto pelos vivos quanto pelos mortos. O prédio do salão de chá Bottom of the Cup existe há um século. Dizem que eventos misteriosos compõem sua história assombrada. Tam Mullen é o dono da Consultas Mediúnicas e vende artigos para cartomantes. Diz ele que o prédio tem muita atividade metafísica.
We have come to accept all the little idiosyncrasies about the building. Some people, if they're not used to it, I'm sure they would be surprised.
Segundo Tom, ele presencia eventos estranhos há anos.
And we have this swing in the patio hanging from the balcony. And it's a child's swing. And it's been here as long as I can remember. But one day I walked back into the courtyard, and it was a very still day. And all of a sudden, this swing starts going back and forth as if somebody is pushing it, somebody's in it swinging. And without any explanation, it just stops dead. There's nothing that could be pushing it. No wind, nothing. It was a very still day. So that was a shock.
A entidade mais ativa surgiu pela primeira vez quando Tom fazia alguns reparos.
One day we were working on some shutters, and we had the shutters on, the sawhorses blocking the stairway. And it felt like somebody was next to me. And it startled me. I looked up the stairway, and a woman turned the stairs. I saw the gown flowing. It was absolutely a period piece, something that somebody would wear during the day to stay cool in. It was a very light, linen-y type of gown.
Para identificar o espírito misterioso, Tom consultou a caça-fantasmas Kalila Smith.
The bottom of the cup is actually considered to be one of the most haunted places, and it's actually the home of the most active haunting in the French Quarter, Julie. She's a disembodied spirit that has chosen, for whatever reason, to remain earthbound. People have described Julie as being a very attractive, dark-haired woman with olive complexion, usually wearing a white or light-colored, ruffled gown.
Diz a lenda que Julie vive no bairro desde a Guerra da Secessão.
Julie lived here with her lover in the 1860s, thereabout. And Julie was an octoroon. She was 1/8 African blood and 7/8 European.
Being kept as a mistress, she enjoyed all the freedoms of a free woman as long as she was in the French Quarter. She even had servants of her own, house servants, cooks, things like laundress, people to take care of her. Being a woman of color, this is the only way she could experience that or to have these things. The only thing she could not have is she could not marry a lover.
Because of the social stigma with her being a woman of color, this was forbidden at that time. Juliet badgered him day and night for months on end to defy the law so that they could show the city of New Orleans just how strong their love was. He knew this was impossible.
There is one thing.
Finalmente, ele fez um desafio a Julie e ela parece ter tomado ao pé da letra.
He asked her to spend the entire night on the roof on one of the coldest nights in December. It was sleeting outside, the wind was blowing, and he told her that if she spent the entire night, the next morning she would be a bride. Never believing that she would take the dare, he, of course, forgot about the ultimatum as he entertained friends later that evening.
And that's where the tragedy came in. He didn't think she was going to do it. As he went to bed, he discovered she wasn't there.
He found Julie on the roof, and she had literally died of exposure. Now, the legend of Julie says that every year on the coldest night of December, she will appear on the roof, which she does, but the rest of the year, she's very active here inside the bottom of the cup.
Kalila registrou imagens misteriosas que ela diz serem a prova da presença de Julie no salão de chá.
When I had photographed Julie, I didn't see anything until the actual photograph came out. It appeared as white mist that was hovering over one of the reading rooms. And then when I scanned the photograph and it went into the negative art form, you could see the form of a woman inside the mist. I think the most unique thing I was able to get was some actual night shot video with orbs moving in the back of the building that we believe to be the spirit of Julie.
So let's see the palms again here.
Otis Biggs é o decano dos leitores de sorte porque lê o tarô aqui há 30 anos. Ele disse que o fantasma de Julie o visitou um dia enquanto se preparava para uma consulta.
And I was sitting in the booth and a lot of cold energy came up and down my back. And she has very long fingernails and she began to click on the table. Click, click, click. And I felt her cat go upside my leg, and you look down and there was no cat. So I felt a lot of energies and vibration from her. She has a smell of gardenia, and sometimes you can hear her giggle, sometimes you can hear her cry, so she makes her appearance very well known.
Segundo Otis, Julie aparece em outros lugares também.
I have seen Julie on the balcony. Sometimes she's up and down the stairs. You can hear the footsteps.
Otis diz que a aparição mais incrível foi uma noite no pátio.
I go and look at the fish in the fish pond, and I was there feeding the fish, and I looked down, and there was this face looking at me, staring at me, smiling at me. And I went, whoa, then she was gone.
I think Julie wants the attention. I think Julie enjoys getting the attention in the afterlife that she didn't get during her life.
This was her house. She enjoyed all the freedoms of a free person. She had everything, all the luxuries that anybody could imagine. And then she gave it up by trying to achieve the one thing she couldn't, is marrying her lover. So this is why I think she's still here. It's too much to give up.
People shouldn't really be frightened to see her at all. She's a very playful spirit. She's a very kind spirit. Generally, as the rule goes, if one was a kind person, they're a kind spirit in the afterlife.
There's never anything negative. She's just there. Thank God we don't have a bad ghost, because I've heard about bad ghosts, and I wouldn't like it at all. I probably wouldn't even be here. She's here, we're here, we get along, that's fine.
Essa história é um conto de amor que deu errado. Para quem não acredita nesse espírito, uma visita ao bairro francês de Nova Orleans pode mudar isso.
What I would say to the non-believer is to open their minds, open their eyes, listen, and just be open to it, because they are there and the spirit world is not as far away as one might think.